I am the head of World Banamateeka Society. I am representing the CEO, Ms. Christina Worry, who is currently in this post. My chief task this morning is to read her welcome remarks verbatim, and I seek to do so. On behalf of the Radical Union President, Mr. Isaac Semakade Senior Counsel, I am delighted to welcome you all to the 37th session of the R&D Live series, a hybrid digital engagement convened every Thursday to foster dialogue between the Radical Union, the press, and the public. This innovative platform is the brainchild of our dynamic R&D president, and it has grown to become a vibrant space for legal and civil discourse. We are deeply grateful to you all who take time to engage with us week after week. Your participation fuels our mission. This week, we break with the tradition of hosting the R&D Live on Tuesday so as to accommodate our keynote speaker today, who has scheduled engagements on Thursday. We thank him and the new Secretariat for demonstrating flexibility in fixing this date despite a very demanding campaign. The 27th R&D Live has taken on additional significance for the ULS fraternity in light of yesterday's deeply saddening news of the passing of Justice Professor Dr. William Kanyehamba, Senior Counsel, a distinguished jurist, academic, and patriot. Justice Kanyehamba served with distinction as a Justice of the Supreme Court from 1997 to 2009. He was widely respected for his fearless diction and unwavering rule of law. His judgments were grounded in principle, in courage, and relentless pursuit of truth and justice. They will surely remain a cornerstone of Uganda's jurisprudence for generations to come. Beyond the courtroom, Justice Kanyehamba made remarkable contributions to legal scholarship and education. He was a prolific academic and author with seminal work such as Constitutional and Political History of Uganda from 1894 to present, and the blessings and joy of being who you are, which continue to inspire and educate future generations of lawyers, judges, and scholars. He made history when he dedicated his entire library to the Faculty of Law at Kampala International University, where he was the first chancellor. His impact extended to the very foundation of our nation. As chair of the Legal Committee of the Constituent Assembly, he played a pivotal role in drafting of Uganda's 1995 Constitution, a legacy of enduring significance. He also served with distinction as Attorney General, Minister of Commerce, and Minister of Justice, using his deep legal expertise to shape Uganda's legal framework and democratic institutions. We extend our heartfelt condolence, friends, and all who are touched by his life and work. As we reflect on his extraordinary legacy, let us be reminded of the values he championed: integrity, justice, and fidelity to the law. Shall we now stand and observe a moment of silence? May the soul rest in eternity. Amen. As we officially enter the political season, it is imperative to reaffirm that the bar remains neutral and open to all political parties to report their respective concerns with the administration of law. In keeping with this solemn affirmation of the independence of the legal profession, today we are pleased to host Honorable Robert Chagulanyi Ssentamu, National Unity Platform President. Earlier, on 5 July 2025, we hosted Major General retired Mugisha Muntu, President of Alliance and National Transformation. On 24th April, we hosted Her Excellency Major Jessica Rose Mikel Aluko, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, who represented the President of the Republic of Uganda and chairman of the NRM at the commemoration of the life of the late Hippolyte of Francis. On 21st March, we hosted Honorable Norbert Mao, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs and President of the Democratic Party. On 16th January, we hosted Lord Mayor Elias Mukwabo, who has been appointed the President of the People's Forum for Freedom, and we will continue to provide this platform for all other political actors. This initiative aligns squarely with Section 3 of the Uganda Society Act 1956, which mandates the Uganda Society to inform and educate the public on matters that concern them. Presently, our engagement with political parties forms part of a broader effort to combat and eradicate electoral violence and safeguard electoral integrity through inclusive dialogue with all stakeholders. To the R&D Council and all our dedicated secretary staff who work tirelessly to ensure the success of each R&D live session, your commitment, professionalism, and teamwork are truly commendable. I am sincerely grateful. Today, we are privileged to host Honorable Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu, the President of Keynote, who will deliver the keynote address on a timely and vital topic, lawyers as agents for social justice through upholding human rights and electoral integrity. As we reflect on today's theme, let us remember this. Each of us, whether seated here or joining us virtually, has a role to play in the upcoming elections, and the role begins now. Through our clarion call, Banamateeka Bafude, the Radical Bank reaffirms its unwavering commitment to ending inhumane and degrading practices and ensuring that Uganda's electoral processes uphold dignity, fairness, and the rule of law. In that spirit, we warmly invite you to join our alliance against electoral violence, a collaborative effort to champion electoral integrity across the nation. Thank you all for your kind attention and your continued support. I have a small announcement to make. UAY 539B. I now take this singular opportunity to invite Mr. Esanyu. Thank you.
Mr. Justice, and I think since my brother is taller than me, we need to adjust it to further. Good morning, everybody. We are delighted to host you this morning. That call of something good is about to happen in this room here, and indeed the President, something good is about to happen. Allow me adopt the protocol laid down, but again also express a big student as well. Thank you, this is much better. I will not have to lean over. Allow me to welcome you, Mr. President, to our home. This is the home of the Banamateeka Bafude. We host over 5,000 advocates. Many of them bear stripes like yours. Many of them are eager to advance the cause of the rule of law. Many are eager to promote justice. Many are hungry, but also many have woken up to the realities of the day. That the rule of law is merely imaginary. The courts of law are merely fiction, a fallacy. It do not deliver basic observance of human rights. There are no guarantees in this country. And so when we even gather to listen to you, this evening. We are eager that from this address, those that have been sleeping shall wake up, that those that have been slumbering will hear your voice. The Record Uber has been calling out to voices for change, to stand up and be counted. My brother here has always stood with us here. But there is a clarion call for every member, every Ugandan to stand on the right side of the law of God. Many of them haven't had that call, mostly because of, I think, who is calling. As a charismatic leader, my hope is that they will hear the voice. Those are words coming from me. I wrote down something to read the life passage, live what is dear and dear to me. When you began your campaigns in 2000, at the first elections, you were in Mbari, and among the first talk shows that we prohibited you from attending was in Mbari. You came out strongly and fought for the rights to address the public. The case was filed at that time there, and on occasion I used to appear with the council on the brief at that time. But it was a different day for us in the regions because the Ugandans had never come out to speak for themselves. Even the lawyers had never come out to advocate for their individual rights. When you came out and you witnessed heavy police deployment at the court premises, you witnessed violence, prohibitions, and all manner of impediments to prevent you from appearing in court. And then on the second last day before the matter was disposed, I appeared on that day and when they asked me where you were, your vehicle had been seized and had been impounded and you had been denied the means of accessing the court. When I told that to the court, she wasn't convinced. I presumed that there was a desire not to attend court. But as a matter of fact, and even as I would go on, we observe that the rule of law activists and the fighters for justice are victims of oppression. Many of them are being subdued, many of them are being suppressed. Right now, our own president can't be last year as the president. He began the strongest advocacy as we have ever witnessed within the legal profession. That advocacy disturbed and disrupted many persons that were pleased with hearing the truth. The sad thing about our state is that when they are told the truth, their course is to suppress truth. They suppress the voices of truth. They suppress any meaningful voices for reform and change. Right now, we can't be with us every day because of what he was saying, because of what he was calling out against the powers that be. It displeased them. We are running a race to ensure he returns as early as possible. But just like you and just like all of us, we are caught up in an oppressive system, one that subdues any meaningful voice of reason. But we cannot be subdued. We can't be subdued. They will recall your deal in Arua and in many other areas that you've been, and your strong voices for change. What we draw from that is we cannot allow the oppressors to take the day. We can't allow the oppressors to take the day. We listen to our president, wherever he is, he burns the table from home. Wherever he is sitting, he is burning the table. Even with the chains around his legs and hands, he burns the table. After that case there, we went on to represent a number of your agents working arrested. At that time there, because of the charisma you had shown, everybody admired your agenda. And the only way that they would disperse those persons and those voices of change was to lock them up. As a president, a number of the agents were locked up on charges of robbery, on charges of treason. Many of them, as a matter matter of fact haven't been released. We did support some of them at that time. And then because of the thing also, we lost track of the matters. But we are heading back into the same cycle. And the only known way of prohibiting the truth from being heard is to lock it up, to chain it, to silence it. But we can't be silenced. Our voices won't be silenced. My name is Bobi. I didn't begin with that. But everybody here knows me as another part, except my brother here. You don't know me, but everybody here will tell you they do know me. In just a minute, today's R&B Live is one of its kind. Unlike the usual business, today we are having a public lecture from a notable figure, one that has been drawn from the trenches. He's one of us. He bears our stripes, he bears our scars, he bears our hunger, he bears our passions. But also, while we suffer pessimism, he bears optimism. And as he will embark on his lecture later on, we hope that his voices and his call shall be heard by those that are in the deepest of sleep, those that have given up, those that have succumbed. I want to thank the members who are attending online, the members who are attending physically. I want to thank our team that is on ground now, who has made today possible. This is an important day because our country is at a critical point. We are looking into the 2026 general elections. This period presents an opportunity and a test for democracy. As the country once again prepares to go to the ballot and choose leaders, we must be reminded that there have been challenges in our past elections. We have witnessed violence, intimidation, vote rigging, disenfranchisement, and a number of human rights violations. If anybody has forgotten, we have a living example sitting in front of us here. Our own brother's shirt was torn, he was bundled up and mistreated, and becoming of an advocate of the station. But these are the scars that we must bear, brother. These are the scars that we must bear. President keeps on saying that no one shall know the tale until they get to experience the difficulties of the experience. During such times, there's a critical question that we must answer on the role of the legal profession. As lawyers, as defenders of justice, as human rights promoters, and as guardians of constitutional order. What is our role in this process? Our guest speaker this morning will take us deeper from his own experience of the electoral cycle and the human rights as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure and my singular honor to invite Honorable Robert Chagulanyi to discuss with us lawyers as agents of social justice through upholding human rights and electoral integrity. He's a lawyer, an artist, social activist, a leader, philanthropist. He is the president of the National Unity Platform. In 2017 to 2021, he was an independent member of parliament. And during that time there, he set up the People Power Movement, a force to reckon with in Uganda's political dispensation. But before politics, he was a successful musician who used his talent and celebrity status to appeal, to advocate for social justice and the rule of law alongside other issues that concern common man. Since joining politics in 2017, he has remained at the forefront of the struggle for freedom, human rights, good governance, democracy. This has made him a symbol of resistance and hope for many. He brings a unique perspective as both a leader and a lawyer who has the limits and possibilities of the legal system. He and his supporters have been abducted, illegally detained, persecuted, subjected to all forms of inhumane treatment, and yet they continue. They continue in this pursuit. Allow me to invite him to address us this morning. Thank you so much.
Okay, that is Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine today, invited by lawyers in Uganda, and that's what they had to tell him, and that's what they had to say. Their concerns, buli kyebawulira ekibaluma ekibakwatako eggwanga lyaffe amateeka nga gye gatambulamu oba nakyemalira okutyoboola amateeka oba nga constitution tegobererwa byonna okutobola eddembe ly'obuntu byonna byebimu ku biri mu nsisinkano eno era ebyogerwako era nga bamuyise Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine asobole okuba nga abaako kyabaga